Ladies and gentlemen, today I have the privilege of reviewing the newly designed slimmed down version of an icon, the Seiko Samurai, more specifically the SRPL 11K1, the burgundy variant with the red bezel. However, Seiko's also releasing the SRPL 13K1, a classic black version with a steel case and bracelet, and the SRPL 15K1 with a black coated case. Do you think Seiko ruined this watch, or did they make it better? Shout out to my friend Brian from GQ Jewelers down in San Diego, California for lending this watch into the channel. Please go support him so he continues to support the channel. The Seiko Samurai was first introduced to the world back in 2004. The watch was very much in tune with the watch climate as large watches were in. You see, the Samurai was big, bold, angular, and very different than the other watches in the Seiko catalog. It became a crowd favorite, and with good reason, as this watch did not draw inspiration from any vintage models. It was a new design. Also, the watch was offered in both a titanium and stainless steel version. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Seiko discontinued the line. However, in 2017, Seiko brought back its sharply designed case, texture dial, imposing dimensions, and some upgrades on the bezel, the fonts, the colors, indexes, hands, and more modern movement. In 2020, Seiko gave the Samurai the SoCal King treatment, with better materials, sapphire crystal with Cyclops ceramic bezel, and multiple design updates. Fast forward to 2024, and for its 20th anniversary, Seiko changed the Seiko Samurai. In my opinion, it's an upgrade, but for some, it's a downgrade, as what made the Samurai so popular was the size and boldness. The new Samurai is smaller, fully redesigned, and slightly less aggressive. To recap, the classic and King Samurai models had a 43.8mm case, it was 14mm thick, and had a 22mm bracelet. The new watch, along with the bracelet, are made of stainless steel, and the dimensions are as follows. The case now measures in 41.7mm, from lug to lug, 49.5mm, it's 12.3mm thick, and in between the lugs it measures 20mm. The water resistance is 200 meters, and the entire watch with the unsized bracelet weighs in at 170 grams. The MSRP comes in at $575. Let me get this out of the way. Why in the world would Seiko not put a sapphire crystal on this guy? They instead put a Hardlex crystal. I understand that perhaps identifying those versions as King made it a little more premium, but it's 2024, we deserve sapphire crystal, Seiko. The new Seiko Samurai is still modern and angular, but far less bulky than in the past, with much more tapered and slimmer lugs. I love the drill lug design, it's both functional and aesthetically pleasing. The unidirectional 120 click bezel retains the classic knurl pattern on the side, so does the screw down crown, but with a brand new design for the metallic insert, and the bezel not only looks sleeker, but the action is pretty satisfying. The dial has also been updated. Once again, Seiko kept the OG Samurai DNA, but the dial now looks a lot cleaner. I'm personally a fan of the new indices and the revamped handset. However, I'm not a fan of the position of the date window. It used to be at the 3 o'clock, but now it's at the 4:30. I've seen Seiko do this to other models, and it needs to stop. It drives my OCD off the wall. Also, a black date wheel on this color dial? It just doesn't go in my opinion. Seiko is using a screw down case back with their traditional wave logo. It always puts a smile on my face seeing this wave, as it reminds me of my beloved Seiko SKX. The lume on this one, of course, like most Seiko dive watches, is great. There's plenty of lumibrite, and I'm sure glad Seiko hasn't cheapened out in this department. Another standout feature for me is the downsizing of the 3-link bracelet. My sweet spot is 20mm, so this hits the mark. However, Seiko still has some shortcomings in the bracelet department. I don't like that they're using a stamp clasp, and really wish they would use screws to size the bracelet. And don't get me started on the diving extension. Who even uses that? We need an on-the-fly adjustment system. The caliber being used is the Seiko 4R35, an automatic movement with 3 Hz frequency, approximately 41 hours of power reserve and hacking capabilities. The caliber has 23 joules and a minimum accuracy of -35 plus 45 seconds per day. This caliber is reliable, easy to service, and for the price point, you're getting an in-house movement, but of course the accuracy is not great. I think most Seiko enthusiasts, including myself, don't come to Seiko for their accuracy, but more for the overall value. Let me know your thoughts on that. On my 6 7/8 inch wrist, the downsizing strategy is certainly something I love. I've always had my eye on a Samurai, and although Seiko watches have a tendency to somehow fit, the watch just felt big and bulky. This new one is far more wearable, and although I don't see myself picking one up anytime soon because I'm trying to downsize my collection, nothing to do with the watch, I can certainly tell you with confidence that this model is going to resonate with a lot of collectors. Final thoughts then. In my humble opinion, this watch is much better than the older versions. It looks better, it wears better, and I'm confident Seiko will release a lot of different colorways. So if any of these colorways don't catch your attention, just wait it out and I'm sure the right one will call your name. Let me know what you guys think of this new Samurai. Is it a hit? Is it a miss? Until next time, be safe out there and stay humble.